everyone, welcome to this video. Thank you very much for clicking on it. I really appreciate it. Today, oh boy, I'm actually kind of nervous to watch this video, but we're gonna watch ONLYONOF's newest comeback, SKINZ. And yeah, so quick backstory. I don't know. It's not. Quick story time. So earlier this week I watched M Countdown. I watched it for Kepler and also to just catch up on some comeback stages and whatnot. And I skipped over certain stages, you know, for things that I hadn't reacted to yet. I wasn't expecting, because this was on Thursday, so I wasn't expecting ONLYONOF to be performing, but they did. And so I didn't watch it, I didn't listen to it, so I have no idea what this song is gonna entail, but because I clicked away from the tab that I was watching M Countdown on, I had to keep like checking back to see if it was done yet so I didn't miss anything. And the two times, I checked back twice. The first time it was just abs, just flashes of abs in all directions. I was like, oh dear God. And then the final time that I clicked on it, all I saw was Junzi just aggressively thrusting up into the air, and I was like, okay. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. And then it was done, and then I moved on. But yeah, so that's all I know about this comeback. I believe it is, I don't know if it's like a direct continuation, but it is in a similar kind of vein to Libido, which, by the way, still iconic, will always be iconic. That release last year was phenomenal. I didn't make a top MVs list for the year because I had too much going on. But I think I did make a list, but I just didn't film a video on it. But I think I put Libido at like 2 or 3 on that list. Like, it's an incredible music video, an amazing song as well. But yeah, so I'm very excited for this release, if slightly terrified for what is gonna happen. I've heard very good things already. I've also heard that it's a bit weird, but Libido was kind of weird as a song as well, so I'm not surprised by that. But yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I kind of know what to expect, and both of those things are terrifying. So yeah, let's just get into it. I also should note, well, actually 2 things. One, I am going to be listening to the album that's going to be over on Patreon, all going well, later today. I want to get it done before the onslaught of comebacks next week. But yeah, so hopefully that'll be up later today. Feel free to come through and check it out with me if you want to. The second thing, I still don't know the members well. The only one I can like always without fail pick out is Junzi. But I do know that obviously we did have a member leave. So we are currently at 6 members, I believe. Right? Yeah. But yeah, that's just as a note. So anyone that I point out, if it's not Junzi, then please tell me who it is. Because I'm still just so garbage with their names. I'll get there eventually, but I just haven't had time to properly imprint their names and faces onto my brain. But yeah, I feel like I'm stalling at this point, but let's just do this. Oh God. Okay, ONLYONOF, SKINZ, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that. Oh, I see.
Every time I feel 거짓된 건 벗어도 어차피 우린 시들어 가고 있어 virus
thank you.
Why do you keep this? 견디지 못했던 내 skin 속에 파고들어 We go with this parasite So baby come kiss, kiss, kiss Yeah 똑같은 것들 우리 play 눈치 넣어봐 face off 보여줘 카메라 속 어느 skin 잘못된 것들의 replay Don't you know about Don't you know about face off 보여줘 카메라 속 어느 skin 신념은 나에게 독 눌러접은 침묵 불안하게 살게 꾸려한 적 없는 꿈 Why do you keep this? That's why we walking with this Where the survivors we losing Not some sense of the balance 괜찮게 말해 너는 네 계정 속에서 Delusion in my head Feel like a bitter 파랗게 피어나네 거짓된 건 벗어도 어차피 우리
Just realized I've just been sat here like this whole time. It's a lot to take on. I'm processing.
Face off, 보여줘 가면 속 어느 skin 잘못된 것들의 replay Don't you know about it, don't you know about it Face off, 보여줘 가면 속 너의 skin 내 꿈을 끄기 원해 뭘 어떻게 유도해 immunity
No, take your shoes off.
And I'm talking to myself.
Wet shoes are the worst. That's just.
So baby, come kiss, kiss, kiss. Yeah, love is kiss, yeah, love is kiss, yeah. Different DNA, oh interesting. Face of well, draw, gonna so under skin. Don't you know where?
That, yeah, that must have been the bit that I saw. Huh. Points were made. You know, for Libido, I was able to go into like a fair bit of depth about like everything that I loved about it and, you know, talk about a lot of different details. With this, I want to, but my brain is just like, eh? My brain has no idea what just happened. I don't know how to process that, but okay. So first thing I want to address is this here in the description. I did actually read this before starting this video, but I forgot to mention it in the intro. I feel like this gives a very good indication as to what this song represents and why it is like it is. So yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter whether you are black, white, Hispanic, Asian, male or female. I'm saying that your mere skin doesn't matter, all that matters is you. And like, that in and of itself, if you just read that anywhere, like you'd be like, oh, that's a very wholesome message. And it is. But the way it's framed through this song and this music video is like, oh. Oh. Like that's it's a great image, but like message, sorry. But like it's framed in such a way through this song and music video that it's a message that comes across as saying like, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you look like, you know, anything like that. If who you are as a person matches who I am as a person, then we can achieve some level of intimacy together. That's how I'm gonna word that. I'm gonna word it like that. And what I find fascinating about this, like the music video especially, it's like Libido, so as a song and as a music video, it was fairly... It was fairly subtle in how it... Subtle and not, in how it presented the subject matter of the music video. You know, they were obviously highlighting intimacy between two men in a very intense and like rough but sensual kind of way. And like I said, it was fairly subtle. But there were definitely moments where it's like, especially like with the choreo and stuff, where it was like, okay, okay, you are creating some images and it is intense. But yeah, like it was just very interesting storytelling with Libido. And this is similar, but what I find really interesting is I think actually the imagery in this, you know, barring like the hip thrusts and whatnot in the in the choreo, but in this music video, the imagery is far more subtle. And yeah, I think partially because of the intensity of the song and certain little moments that I'll point out in a second, it actually makes it feel more intense. Like it's more subtle, but it feels more intense. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? It's really interesting to me how they convey intimacy and sexuality and all of that sort of stuff, because it is done in such a subtle way. Like, yeah, there are these like moments here and there in the choreo, but in the music video itself, it's very purposeful imagery that almost makes you feel like you're looking in on something that you shouldn't be. Like you're just like, oh, should I leave you two alone? Like it's that kind of feeling, but there's nothing actually very explicit happening at all. It's so interesting to me. It's so cleverly done. And yeah, I'm so continuously so impressed and so proud that this group is completely unafraid to go there, to convey these messages, to portray that in the music videos with each other. Like they clearly have such a closeness and a trust in each other, and it's just really, it's very, very beautiful. And then the song itself, I mean, yeah, you talk about experimental. Jesus, that song was insane. But very, very, very cool. And again, it never fails to amaze me how brave they are to just put something like this out. Like they are a group that is 100% completely and utterly in their own lane, doing their own thing, irrespective of whatever trends are, whatever, you know, might get them more like radio play or anything like that. Like they don't care. Like they have an image and they have a story and they have a purpose that they want to convey, and they do it. They do their own thing, and I love it. I'm continuously so impressed by them because of that. Like, it's such a brave thing to do, I feel like. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go through it again. I don't know if I have the mental capacity to dissect this song, because there is just so much. I'll pick out little bits that I really, really like in the song, and you know, talk on them. But like, in terms of like the instrumental and stuff, I don't think I have the brain cells to go through all of that. But I will talk about moments in the music video that I like as well. But yeah, let's just, yeah. This genuinely, I feel it down my entire back. That sound of, like it, it's like, you know that feeling, You ever seen those memes and it's like when a bottle is like this, and it's like when someone tries to get your neck and you're like, eh. Like that's what it makes me feel. It makes me feel like that. But yeah, right off the bat, one of the very clever ways that they convey a sense of intimacy and sensuality is there's a big focus on hands and mouths, feeding each other, and all of those things. Like, they aren't inherently sexual on their own. Like, they're just not. They're just body parts and things that humans do. But the way it's framed, the way it's shot, and the way it's played out as like this story, it's very, very intimate. Like, just there, just like reaching up and grabbing his hand there, and then here, like the sharing of the food. Like, just it's the way that the focus is on the hands here, and then the shot is so close in on their faces. And again, the hand on the shoulder, that's the focus, and then we come around to see them. Like, it's so cool. What is it that's making that sound? Is it... like, is it like some kind of bass or guitar that's just been like heavily distorted? Or is it like an entirely electronic thing? I don't know. The POV thing is very interesting. And I think that's part of what makes this so much more intense to feel in comparison to Libido, because Libido, like, you're purely just watching. You know, you're not involved in the story, but because they have this POV and they're reaching out and like grabbing at like your hand, it makes it so much more visceral. It's so much more visceral. Every time I feel oh, I love like those like synths there. It's so pretty. I love this shot. I love this shot. Like, you see them sitting together and you're like, ah, it's two friends sitting together, and then it's the way the shot like pans and you see their hands and you're like, oh, that's very close. Maybe this is in fact not two bros chilling in a hot tub. And then the way is like subtle things. He is looking at his lips. Like, that is such a subtle moment, but it just, oh, you feel like you shouldn't be watching. Again, the focus on like food and I love like the melodies in this song. Like, melody doesn't even feel like the right word to describe them. Like, yes, technically they are melodies, but they're just so weird. They're so weird and nonsensical, but very, very cool. But this part, the face off, show me what's behind the mask under skin, like, I love the way they do this. Just the like very kind of staccato and like, oh. And there's such a breathiness to it as well. Oh, this is my favorite part of the song. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure his verse in Libido was my favorite part of Libido as well. And I love his rapping. I love that there's these moments of softness in the song. I love that there's those moments of softness, because like honestly this song is so intense. It is a lot to listen to and it is very weird. But those moments of softness in this sort of like pre-chorus build-up. I use this because the structure of this song is very bizarre. But like with these like softer synths and there's like a lightness and a brightness to it, it's just like, oh, oh, you get to let out a breath for a second. Oh, I love the way they sing that part, the kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh, it's just so intense. It's so intense. I love that part of the choreo where they like, it's a body roll, stop it!
And I'm talking to myself. 결국 같아질걸 if you kiss my skin. So baby come kiss, kiss, kiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
That little pause there, that little pause in the instrumental and just a boom, 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 like a heartbeat. Oh.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. Yeah, love is kiss, yeah, love is kiss.
This might be my favorite shot in the entire music video. That is so soft, but so intimate. I love that shot so much. I don't know what it is, it's just beautiful to me. Like he's just like tracing something in his palm. Like there's like, you know how sensitive your palms are? You know how sensitive your palms are to touch? Like that's such like a, ooh. Ah, it gives me shivers. That's my favorite part of the choreo as well, where he scratches himself there, like that, with that line of just like wanting to just like shed this outer layer of like what is presented to the world and what other people see, and then show what is actually really truly underneath. Like that is such a powerful image. And then the breaths, ugh. I swear to God, if I see people continuing to deny the overwhelming inherent queerness to both this and Libido, I'm gonna throw something, because like this shit is so queer and I love it. I love it so much. They have created this entire like world and story to show queer sexuality in a very beautiful and I feel artistic but also very sensual light, and it's just, it's so powerful, and it is not something we see very tall in general, let alone in the K-pop scene. Like it's just amazing, and I have so much respect for them. I honestly, I don't know what my opinion of the song is, like just like as a song. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's incredible. But in terms of like general listenability, for me, I have no idea. I need to sit with it. I need to go through the album. I need to process everything that has just happened. But I think it's brilliant. I think they are brilliant. I just have so much respect for them. I really do. Like they're doing something that basically only they are brave enough to do in the K-pop scene at the moment. And that's incredibly cool. Basically. Anyway, this ended up very long. I'm not surprised. But yeah, I will end this one here now. Let me know what you guys thought about it. As always, like I said in the beginning, I will be over on Patreon checking out the album, so come through if you wanna, for more mental breakdowns. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, especially if you watched this whole thing. I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.